your mind. Don't you dare jump on, get on me, alright. I'm giving you on count three. Who's bad?
Hi, I'm Vince Sorrenti. Welcome to the 1988 National Rock Eisteddfod Challenge. Kids from all over Australia compete with their schools to produce musical spectaculars. It's a fantastic form of youth expression. You don't have to have John Barnum's voice, you don't have to have Fred Astaire's feet, and you don't have to have my big mouth. It's a real team effort out there. Teachers getting involved behind the scenes. You know, the only time I met my teachers at school was to get the cane. It's terrific. The school spirit they engender is fantastic, as will be apparent by the screams you're going to hear out there. It's a great way for kids to meet kids from other schools too. The only time I met kids from other schools was on a rugby field. We didn't exchange ideas, we exchanged fat lifts. If you've never seen a Rock Eisteddfod before, you're in for a real treat. Let's start it off by having a look at some of the Queensland finalists. Coming up, South Australia. Choreography is one of the judging criteria for the TV Eisteddfod, as is
Concept, skill, stage presentation.
Music selection.
and teamwork. And we all need teamwork, don't we, fellas? Let's have a look at some of the South Australian finalists.
There was the penalty. You sold a bit of crop. It's harder money that supports you. One day the money's gonna stop. No wages for your torture. No budget for your gun. You think of your own mother dancing with her invisible son. Dancing with the missing, dancing with the dead. Dance with the invisible ones. Their anguish is unsaid. Dancing with their fathers, dancing with their sons, dancing with their husbands. They dance alone. They dance alone. One day we'll dance and dance. One day we'll sing our freedom. One day we'll laugh and our joy. We'll dance. One day we'll dance on the waves. One day we'll sing our freedom. One day we'll laugh and our joy. We'll dance. And we'll dance.
Lots of information at recruiting centers round up boys for their ideal fun. Beckons me to exercise my index finger, scratch it on the trigger of a gun. I can get blown away when nothing's fair in warfare today. My superior waves me in, he clicks his heels and shows me an idiot grin. As he was and shows me an idiot grin. I wonder how it looks, but hell, I'd be lost and find out. Who's on the TV in? It comes like a show. Someone else to call the question. I propose and show it to the door. I can manage to extend my lease of life in no man's land, but I've been there before.
Still to come, New South Wales.
Welcome back. One of the judges at our Sydney final was the guru of pop history, the one and only Mr. Glenn A. Baker. Thanks for joining us, Glenn.
Great to be here, Vince.
Okay, Glenn, first question, what does the A stand for?
Would you believe artful?
Yeah, artful at dodging the answer.
Absolutely.
Tell me, Glenn, you're the only judge who has judged at all of the grand finals of the Eisteddfods. You must have seen some changes.
I've seen some enormous changes. When it began 7 years ago, nobody took it anywhere near as seriously as they're taking it now. And I can remember going to some heats where the schools would send along 2. I mean, like, count them. 1, 2 kids. It was like...
On stage at the same time.
It was like the headmaster had got up and said, anyone out there doing ballet or dance or, you know, musical instrument practice on a Saturday morning? Good, we need you. And off they would send... And some of them were just embarrassing. But what happened was, as soon as the good schools started to perform well, other schools saw them and went, "Oh, we can beat that." And it's just been a spiral.
Well, it certainly has
ever since then, of
today.
people trying to outdo each other, to the point now where I've seen productions at the Rock and Roll Eisteddfod which were better than things I paid a lot of money to see on the London and New York stage. I mean, absolutely extravagant, mind-blowing spectaculars where you sit there thinking, are these really high school students, or is somebody stuck in a university review while we weren't looking?
Well, it certainly is amazing, and the number of schools and the money they're spending and the involvement, the commitment is testimony to that. Money, glamour and luxury are all missing on the way to the top. Have you got any advice for kids starting off in the Eisteddfods? Do you think it's a good way to start off?
I don't think we've seen the Eisteddfod being used as a springboard yet to anyone really, really famous. But given that anyone who succeeds has to have a grounding in a whole wide range of things, I think the Eisteddfod is really, really important, because I think it just starts off an interest. It starts off sort of, you know, the early seeds of a career. And some of the kids that I have seen performing were so naturally talented. I felt moved afterwards to go up to them and say, please don't give it up. Please go on and do something, because you are so good. But one of the other things that I find incredibly attractive about the Eisteddfod is that it's like a barometer of the way the kids are thinking that particular year, and each year seems to have a thread running through it. Some year it's like war and annihilation, depression. Some years it's fantasy. Some years it's nostalgia. And that thread that goes through enables you to see what the kids are thinking that year. And sometimes the statements they make, be it on war or AIDS or be it on, you know, a whole range of things, are sometimes so potent that they're frightening. And that's one of the reasons why I always enjoy coming back and doing the Eisteddfod each year, because you learn so much about contemporary culture, as well as just being very well entertained.
It sounds like we should be taking these Eisteddfods very seriously, then. Maybe they are cultural events.
I think they tell us something about our society, and I think that if you look at them carefully, you'll learn something about sort of the psyche of Australian youth, which I know does sound terribly sort of pompous and all that, but it's not just a bunch of kids jumping around a stage in coloured costumes. It's actually more than that.
Glenn A. Baker, let's have a look at the New South Wales finalists.
Here come the world, looking at time. Future uncertain, but certainly slight. Look at the faces, listen to the bells. It's hard to believe we need a place called hell. Place called hell. The devil inside, the devil inside. Every single one of us, the devil inside. Devil inside, the devil inside. Every single one of us, the devil inside. Ooh. Well, here comes the woman with a look in her eye. She's raised on leather, flesh on the lines. Words and weapons, sharper than knives. Makes you wonder how the other half died. Devils die. It's time. We know we all can stand together. Powerful, 'Cause I'm TNT. I'm dynamite. TNT. And I'll win the fight. TNT. I'm a power load. TNT. Watch me
Coming up, Victoria. Pretty hot stuff, hey? Let's have a look at some of our Victorian finalists now. Stay with us for the national champions. Our national winner will receive a fabulous MTV Gold record and a superb Sony video camera. Wow. And now, fourth place from South Australia, Raynella East High.
And shows me an diagram.
Third place from Queensland, Brisbane State High. second place, Victoria's St Columbus College. And the winner from New South Wales, Sarah Redfern High.
Don't you mess around with me, you're a heartbreaker, dream maker, love taker, don't you mess around with me, you're a heartbreaker, dream maker, love taker, don't you mess around with me, you're a heartbreaker, dream maker, love taker, heartbreaker.
If you would like your school to participate in next year's competition, write to Hayes and Shokus Productions, 88 Darling Street, Glebe, New South Wales, 2037. Not you, Woe, but whoa, what a show! Congratulations to all our winners all over Australia. We saw pandemonium, we saw excitement, we saw some tremendous acts on stage. Congratulations to all the schools that competed. It's always sad when Eisteddfod ends, it's a living, powerful force, but it's not dying. It'll be back again for the 1989 National Rock Eisteddfod Challenge. I'll see you then. I'm just about hoarse. Sorry, mate. Ben Sorrenti. Bye for now. Come on, let's go. Go! You must have heard the cautionary tales, the dangers hidden on the coffin trails. Those smoking jokes think they're so tough. Now it's up to us to say, enough! Bag the bag! We can overrule. Don't have to smoke.
No cigarettes.
To show we're cool. Keep refusing, keep on choosing.
The National Rock Eisteddfod Challenge was proudly brought to you by the New South Wales Quit for Life campaign.